episode on C programming. This time I have a question talking about basic variable types in C. The last one that I've mentioned was the float type. That's meant to represent rational numbers. There are people that say that it represents real numbers, but I don't think that's possible to really represent real numbers with finite precision. A float variable has 32 bits. The first one is the sign that separates positive numbers from negative numbers. There are 8 bits for the exponent and 23 for the significant part or mantissa. Remembering that the scientific notations, the mantissa is the main part of the number. You can print it with %f, like I mentioned that in the last episode. And the remaining types are basically variations on the first one that I already explained. There's the double, that is a double precision float type. It has 64 bits. There's again 1 bit for sign, 11 bits for the exponent, and 52 explicit bits for the mantissa or significant part. You display a double with %lf, and that's basically it. You want to use a double and you have more complex calculations, where the float type will just give you more error. Like, remember that it would be an approximation if you are dealing with irrational numbers, so you have errors. Not much about 1 sign bit, 8 exponential bits. It's how it works behind the scenes. Sometimes you won't need to know that. You can just think on the abstract logic of the program, but sometimes you need that to debug, to really know what was wrong in your execution, as it was really happening in your computer. And sometimes you even want to manipulate the bytes, and you need to know what will happen. So there is also the long type. That's 64 bits integer. So we can see this here. We can just check it here. Just like what I already explained. We can type anything here. Long has 64 bits, as I said. You can have also the long. Let's just see what happens this time. Remembering that the x variable is an integer. There are also official ways to display those. If you want to output the variable, and surprise, it also has 64 bits, as it's said here. So let's not make too much of it. It's just about conventions. Like there are those old conventions that when updated make types kind of overlap. If there's something wrong with what I explained here, I will correct it later. But it just the most interesting part was that background information about float point notation. So let's see about this. Third 16 bits, it's a 2-byte integer. And I hope I said that correctly. Anyway, there may be some other variations, but they won't be strictly necessary for my next explanations. There are other things that I need to introduce in terms of typing in C, like pointers, arrays, structs, but that's for another time. The next episode I plan to talk about branches and loops, so that we can iterate the algorithms. Hope to see you on the next